Okay, right on, you ready? Dude, I'm pumped. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Everybody, welcome to SlapSon. We got the man in the building. It's taken a few months, but it doesn't matter. Don't bring the pain. Don't bring the noise. Bring the bell. You feel me? Damien, the bell, the bell. PS10 doesn't know what's coming. You think it's sly. You think it's slick, but it's not. He's going to slap you across the face and watch you die, son. It's been too long. It's been too long. We waited so long, but the champ is here. Everybody, give it up for Damien, the bell, the bell. What's
I
up,
really
baby?
appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I'm
Hell yeah,
excited.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm hyped. That's how I feel for this fight, man. I'm at that level right now.
Yes, yes, and keep it there. Just keep it there. Dude, I gotta ask you, man. We're gonna try and have Dorian on, right? But let's just
Yeah.
like get right into the whole PS10 thing coming down the pipeline. Are you that confident? Do you know and see what's gonna go, what's gonna go down in your mind?
I don't. It's not even just a confidence. It's just I'm manifesting. This is what I've been training for. This is what I'm going to do. Like I'm not just winning the match, but I believe in my heart that I'm going to get that first round knockout, and I want him to try his best to prevent me from doing that because I want to earn that shit.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Is that what it really comes down to, man, in this sport? Is we've talked to some strikers and stuff, and it's either that first slap that you take or the first slap that you give. What is it for you that gets you just ramped to go?
Honestly, it's the first step taken is always like that's what gets me going for my fight. Like honestly, sometimes I prefer to go second, but I just want to make a statement with this one. Like this is just to prove a point.
Yeah, yeah. So that's interesting, man. So you prefer to kind of show your defense skills a little and then show them what's up.
Oh yeah, it's nice wake up call, gets the blood pumping, the adrenaline going. So it just gets you fueled up and ready for the fight.
Dude, I love that. No one's given that answer yet. I love that. You get you get smacked, and then it's like, oh, I'm in this. I'm in this.
Yeah, no, it's
Dude, very
for
cool.
me. It's you just gotta be in that mindset, and that first hit always puts you right there.
Dude, I dig that. Have you had a chance to watch any of Dorian's stuff like back in the day?
Oh yeah, I've watched all of his anything slap related that he's done already. Went back and watched all of his fights. I mean, I watched them as they happened because I watched all of the events anyways. But you know, I've
Right.
I've been studying up on him and seeing what he's doing and watching his techniques. Gotta learn your opponent before you know yourself and how you're going to beat him.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd be surprised in the slap game how many guys just go up there and hope it goes well.
Yeah, it's not great, man. Do your research.
Nah.
Just watch a couple videos.
Yeah, exactly. They're only 3 seconds long. Um, Dude, so what have you seen in his game? Anything that you feel like you have an advantage? Maybe something you got to work on to prepare for him?
Just he has a solid chin. He's one of the hardest heads in the sport right now, and but he's not the cleanest fighter. He got a DQ on his last fight, and he's always had a couple fouls in his matches. So going the distance with me, he's going to have to clean up his fight game a lot, or I'm just going to win a decision or knock him out.
Yeah, is that sorry man, I don't know a better word, but is that scary at all knowing you're going into a match with a guy that does club and does foul and maybe pivot harder than they should?
No, I had all those penalties happen before. Even my last match, I got hit literally in the eye, and it happens. It's just part of the sport, but it honestly boosts your confidence because all you have to do is keep it clean and try your best to knock them out. But it's going to go your way as long as you keep it cleaner than the next guy.
Dude, that's good perspective. Yeah, as long as you play a clean game, they'll mess it up on their own.
Yeah, like you sometimes you could let someone DQ themselves, like just they beat themselves up there.
Dude, that's so crazy. It's funny, right? Because some of these guys, they come in being MMA trained or boxing trained or what have you, and at least on the defensive side, don't you feel like sometimes they're so trained to not get hit that that kind of fucks them up a little bit?
Oh yeah, I there's definitely a little problem with like experienced fighters when it comes to like flinching, stepping, like pivoting. a couple because it's just like you ingrain that in your head for so long that it's hard to transition to staying still, keeping your feet planted. Like it's a weird transition for a lot of people, but the like professional MMA fighters we've been getting in recently, they've been transitioning really well to this sport. So it's pretty awesome to see the disparity of like really depends on how much you're training it and how much you're focused on keeping that rule set.
Yeah, it's been such a short amount of time, but it's been really fun to see like some of these guys, man. I mean, you know better than we do, but some of these guys, they just literally get up off the couch, bro. They go up there and do their thing, and that's quickly evolving to you can't
Yeah.
do that anymore.
Yeah, honestly, after the first event, I think people start realizing you can't do that. That so like first, second, and especially that third event, guys completely start changing up. And then we've had 3 seasons of the TV show now, and you see the progression of guys that really worked at it, getting into those positions and those top ranked spots.
Yeah, it's true. It's weird to think about that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think about the talk of like, oh, these D1, D2 college athletes, yada, yada, yada. You know, this is a spot for them. And honestly, that's exciting, but also scary from a civilian point of view because those are big boys, man, and they're athletic and they're trained. And so I mean, some competition might be coming down the pipeline that's pretty fierce.
I mean, it's we've had big guys come in already, and I mean, when I fought Nate, everyone was like, he's just a bigger version of you. Like he was the favorite to win
Right.
that fight. Just look at the size, and it ended in 1 round. West Mena, West versus the Hulk. He was supposed to lose that fight. Like everyone looked at the two of them was like, nah, he's losing that fight. The trained MMA fighter that looks that much bigger than him, ain't no way. But he went and knocked his ass out. So like this is completely different from anything you could train for before.
Yeah, I agree. It is the true. First of all, Wes was incredible, dude. I left off the couch. It was losing my mind. But yeah, it is the true test of your chin and your aim and your tenacity in one spot, which is so unique.
Oh yeah, it's crazy how much of a mind game it really has become because it's like you got to go up there and be perfect. Like it's so easy to mess up somewhere in the rules and DQ yourself, as we've seen happen a couple of times now, and pull those penalties that could lose you a match. Like hitting accurately every time, taking a hit, and then being like, "Good, 30 seconds, go back out there and perform just like you did in the last round." Every time, back to back to back. Like that takes a lot of tenacity. So I just love it so much.
Dude, I feel that, man. When it comes to like the DQ, when it comes to the pivoting and all that, I know there's been a lot of talk, especially since with like Chief and Darren and all that. And you know, I get that. But my question is, on some level, don't you feel good that it's evolving quickly so we won't have these fuck ups, you know, for hopefully not too long?
Oh yeah, I'm really hoping that we could start getting some consistency, especially after Power Slap 10. We're back in Vegas, back with our OG commission. Power Slap 9 was a little rough, but I'm hoping we could get back to somewhat building like more consistent rulings when it comes to these fights.
Yeah, I agree. And being on home turf, if you will, that should help guys that are a bit more familiar with it and things. Um,
Yeah.
what's the deal with the instant replay? I've heard they use it every time. I heard it's discretionary. What's the deal with that?
From what I was told, they use it after every slap given and received. They will review the instant replay before the next slap occurs and then call any penalties within that time. That's why they give you the minute because in that minute they're also watching the slow motion of the feed, the way the hit landed, and talking with the commissioner and everything, and making sure that was a clean slap.
And so even with that, I mean, at the end of the day, they're just human. But even with that, do you feel like that's the best? I mean, could they improve on that at all?
I feel like they just need to improve on their like discretion for calling these penalties because they're not consistent with what they're calling. At least in my opinion, like they're calling stuff on one fighter that they didn't call in a previous fight and flip flop that all around. They call different things from different events, but I feel like we're finally, hopefully after this last event, we're honing in on what we should be calling and what's a penalty when it comes to stepping, flinching, and clubbing.
Yeah, and so when it comes to the pivot portion of it, the stepping of it, are you guys
Hmm.
supposed to be flat-footed or do you get a little give? Because I've seen penalties, man, with some pretty big leeway, and then other ones where they barely move, they called it. So I'm just, you know what I mean? So are you supposed to stay flat?
You're allowed a little heel lift on your feet, like vertically, you're allowed a little heel lift, but zero pivot. Like you're not supposed to get any pivot
Got
un
it.
until the strike lands. So as soon as you make contact, then you're allowed to follow through with your feet. So it
And is that
depends
more
on.
of, sorry, man, I was gonna say, is that more of a balance thing or to give you more power at the end?
It's more of just a balance thing because if you're throwing all your force into it, as long as you keep your feet steady until that hit lands, then you're fine to follow through with the pivot.
Okay, so you really have to train yourself as a striker to stay put until that power hits in, and then you can move a little bit.
Yeah, but I tell a lot of guys that not to trust it because those kinds of calls get real finicky. Like sometimes they'll call it early, sometimes they'll call it late, so you never really know. So I train. I tell people to train to keep your feet steady as best as you can, and don't trust the refs to give you that leeway.
Yeah, it's Power Slap's version or the Slap Games version of don't put it in the hands of the judges. Just not good.
Yeah, you literally. You never want to go to decision power slap. That's what I tell
No,
people.
dude, no, no.
No.
And you know what's funny, bro, is we've been getting to know, like, obviously in the best that we can, we've been getting to know a lot of the strikers, yourself and some others and stuff. And so this last event, I shit you not, me and my boys were like kind of more nervous, more involved, like emotionally.
I bet.
Because you talk to these people, you're like, oh shit, they got knocked out. Anyway, yeah, you definitely don't want to leave it to the hands of the judges. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and it is weird. It's always rough going out there, 'cause especially when I'm coaching, seeing your guy to get knocked out, and there's just like nothing you could do for them. Like it's happened. You're just standing up there with the doctors and stuff, just like doing whatever you can. But it's rough being up there in that kind of situation sometimes.
Yeah, super, super humbling. With your
Oh
training,
yeah.
dude, do you have actual partners, training partners that are also in the sport? Or are you trying to look outside the box for training? What do you do for training?
I pretty much do all of my own stuff. Actually, a lot of the training that I do, like talk to other fighters about, mainly goes through Dwayne Crespo, because me and him
I
are
was
good
gonna
friends.
ask. Dwayne speaks
Yeah,
highly of you, my guy.
yeah. So me and him are good friends, so we talk pretty often, and we'll just sit around for hours, talk about rule sets and different techniques and shit like that. And even when we're in Vegas out there with all the other competitors, like every once in a while, we'll just get, have start having dinner, talk about rule sets that have changed, techniques that have been working, like training methods that they found that have been helping them a lot. So, going out there each time, you really learn something new every time.
And is for you in that training, is it more of because we've all seen that if you've got the highest slap score, the power score, that doesn't mean you're gonna win. So at what level do you look for the button, so to speak, and at what level do you look for the power? How do those kind of marry each other?
It's really just staying consistent and accurate with your hits. Like you want to make sure you're hitting the same spot pretty accurately, not to call in a club. That's where like slight movements of other people could be really annoying in a match. Like Ryan Phillips, he likes to puff up before you hit him. I find that really annoying. It's like everyone else, you can't even like move a nudge, but you're moving your whole body up and down. It's like I got the timing down, but it's still annoying to deal with. But if ref ain't gonna call it, ref ain't gonna call it. You just have to work on your own accuracy and making sure you're hitting the same spot each time.
Yeah, I wonder, do you think that's just a a nervous twitch with that guy, or that's part of his strategy to throw you off when people do that?
No, it's part of his strategy. I'm pretty sure he says it helps him take hits better. I I don't know anything about. I haven't tried that technique at all. I don't know if it helps him. I mean, he got knocked out our last fight, so take with that what you will. Maybe just didn't work that
Dude,
time.
it makes me think of just this last on nine when they were talking to Dumpling over and over and over because he kind of like shrugs up like a turtle, which is
Yep.
super effective. But they kept catching him like, hey, you gotta you got to lower, and you could see that's how he does it. So when they were telling him not to, you could physically see him get a little shaky, man, a little nervous. So
Oh
it
yeah.
matters how you do it.
Oh yeah. The defensive aspect is just as important to like study and work, find out what works for you as the offensive is. And they're starting to get more strict about how you place yourself when you go up there to take a strike because situations like that are going to happen where a guy that could get knocked out on a clean fight is skimming through by, shrinking up and hiding his chin away. And I mean, it's power slap. You signed up to get hit in the face. Don't turtle up once you get up there.
Yeah, dude. The time to turtle is before you fill out the application.
Yeah, exactly.
So, dude, you were out there for the. Have you been in Florida your whole life, or did you move there?
I moved to Florida like 5, 6 years ago. I was
Oh,
originally
very
from
cool.
Southern California. Yeah, my
So,
that.
how's that? How's that hurricane season, buddy?
Oh my God. Oh, it's been a stressful couple like weeks. Like Hurricane Helene already did enough damage that we were like helping the neighborhood, recover, helping people get shit off their houses, cleaning out houses, and then Milton came through and just destroyed everything. It was bad down
Dude,
here.
Milton was the ex-wife bitch of death, dude.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I've been working with a tree company recently, and we've been taking a hella trees off houses, fences, gates, sheds, just clearing out properties, trying to just do what we can, and then just really trying to give back to the community. I'm hoping that I could donate some money after this next fight, and help fundraise some money to get, just anything we can for these people because people have lost everything out here. It's terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine. We talked to Tyler Northman and some other people that were affected by that. And yo, it's weird. It's like you get California, San Diego, SoCal, gorgeous, beautiful, but you get these fires that are nuts. And then you
Oh
go to the
yeah.
other coast and it's like beautiful, more Amazon, gorgeous green. And you get these hurricanes, man. It's crazy. And you've experienced both now.
Oh yeah. I actually was my dad was in the military and I lived on Camp Pendleton during those fires back in the day. And that was definitely a scary event back then. I grew up with asthma, so the smoke was just terrible for me. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
dude.
that was a rough time, but just gotta persevere. That's the human nature.
Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. My sister-in-law lived in Camp Pendleton during all those fires. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So yeah, bro. So we were out there, and it's funny because you can't. There's a point that you can't do anything, so you just watch this glow of death, coming down the mountain. Like, what do
Yeah,
you
just
do? It's kind of insane,
oh, yeah, it's awful. Just like, all right, time to pack up and drive the opposite direction, I guess. Like, where? Yeah,
bro.
no,
That's
that's
funny.
stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful for sure, and like, but it just shows that perseverance is real, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
whether we feel like it or not, I really speaks to how stubborn we are as humans. It's like, no, I live here. I'm just gonna stay here, which is, kind of cool.
oh yeah, it for sure is. Just gotta adapt to your environment.
So, what's up, man? You got a family? What's going on? Is it just you?
No, it's me and my wife right now. Got a couple animals running around the house, but no bigger family than that. We stay kind of near her side of the family, but I'm not very close to my side, so it's just mainly her side of the family that we deal with. But everyone came out all right.
Yeah, everyone came out okay.
Yep, thankfully.
Dude, that's awesome. How long you been married, man?
Like 3 years now.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
3 years.
Dude, I love being married. I've been married a couple times. I can't get enough of it, man.
Fair enough. Just can't stop coming back.
I mean, come on. You just have a girl with you or not? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
Dude, I love it. So did you start out the marriage and all that in Florida, or did she move there with you?
I started out in Florida. I met her not long after I came to Florida, actually.
Very cool, man.
So,
That's awesome.
oh yeah,
So
it
I gotta
was
ask,
slight blessing. Yes,
No,
sir.
sorry, dude, I cut you off, man.
Oh no, I was just saying it was a slight blessing as soon as I moved over here.
It's just a slight one.
Can't give it too much
Um,
credit now.
that's right. That's right. I mean, you were part of it too. You're still a part of it too. So, dude, I got to ask, when you first put on the strap, I don't give a fuck how new the sport is. You are the champ, dude. How does that feel? Does it feel like anything? Does it feel amazing? Are you kind of confused? Like, how does that feel?
Honestly, the confusing would be the biggest thing. Like, because I never saw myself doing pro fighting. Like, even when they invited me to do the TV show, I never like. It was kind of like, oh, this is cool. I get to come out to Vegas, do all this stuff. That's awesome. But like putting on the belt and being a world champion in this growing sport, like I never expected that for myself. So it was just like trying to realize what I had just done and appreciate the opportunity I had just grabbed hold of out of nowhere.
And it happened so fast.
Oh yeah, it was literally like I had three fights in a previous league, and then one fight to get my title shot, and then the title shot. So yeah, like a handful of fights before I got the belt.
Do you think that's do you think that's better where you kind of, not get fast track because you earned that shit, but you just got it. So does that calm you a little bit going forward, knowing that hey, I just need to keep this. I don't need to get this.
I mean, it's honestly, I feel like it just puts more pressure on you to work harder to like prove that you earned the belt. But I don't think it really. I was very fast tracked just because my previous fights were 10 rounds instead of 3 rounds.
Oh
So the
my
number of
gosh,
slap,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So the number of slaps taken was a big difference. I've still taken less slaps in power slap, like entire career power slap, than one fight back in the old league. So I think I'm chilling right now. Just trying to prove that I deserve that belt.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. We were talking with Chin Reaper, and he was talking about how they have these 20 round matches and like slap fighting championship and stuff. Yo, that's gnarly, dude. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a whole different game plan when you have that many rounds. I honestly loved it because that you could really play a strategy and go deep. Penalties meant a little less, so you could really play around with different techniques during a match. Like there's less of a need to be perfect every round and more just you could work them down, hit the same area multiple times, bring them down, like wear down the chin. Like it was a lot of fun with the longer rounds. I ain't gonna
I love that answer. So you can actually like
lie.
look at your boy and be like, okay, okay, a little lower next time, a little lower next time.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like a little lower. Let me try. Let me try going up more. Actually, let me put a little spin on it. Like you try different things, and then like proving your defense. That was a given when you go those deep in the rounds. Like you know you could take a fight, like take some hits when you could go into round 10, 11.
Absolutely. I can't do it. I can't imagine. You guys are such savages, man. It's just like, yeah, I'm here. Hit me, as Turpin might say. And you
Yeah.
just, dude, it's a war, dude. I seriously, I try and put myself in your shoes. Dude, I don't have the fucking stones. There's no way. It's so crazy. I love it.
Yeah, no, you gotta be either getting paid a lot or a little bit crazy to do this sport.
And we wouldn't turn down both. You can have both.
Yeah, and both come in all the time, so that's just how it is.
So speaking of like getting rewarded, money, being a little crazy, what is honestly, man, what is Damien's goal for all this? Is it just to be the champ as long as possible? Is it money? Is it to do something wild with your life? Like, what's the ultimate thing you wanna get out of it?
Honestly, I started this and I continue doing this. I say it all the time. I just, it's really fun. I really enjoy the sport. There ain't no amateur local leagues I could do, but it's really fun to do. I get to travel, meet new people, go new places, try new foods. Like it's just a very super fun experience that I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly. And then the places that it could take me, like now that I'm doing this, I'm starting to train for boxing. Might even train a little ground fighting, try and get to a couple MMA fights. Like I want to expand this into multiple careers of fighting, and then eventually, I want to go back to my original goals. That's actually what I'm trying to study for it right now, even though it's been rough. Trying to get back, just get a house, go to law school, finish my law degree, and go down that legal firm path. But it's like I've fallen in love with doing pro fighting, but I still want to get back to my original goals all the time.
Can you imagine if the heavyweight champ of Slap becomes a lawyer? I'd hire you in 2 seconds, dude.
Everyone tells me that, so it's like extra inspiration to get it done.
Well, think about it, because from a outsider's perspective, we immediately think, "Oh, this dude has no fear. He's gonna go get some shit for me."
Yeah, that's my big. Apparently, that's going to be my biggest gimmick whenever I open up a law firm. Just I will fight for you. Don't you think
Yes,
otherwise?
dude.
I will fight for you. If someone jumps in there in the courtroom, I'll put my two fists in.
Dude, I love that. Yep, you're gonna slap away the competition, man. They're gonna get knocked out.
Yes, sir.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on, dude. This is I can't tell you how much fun. Now, my boy, he's not on as much as I thought he would be. Um, but
Uh,
he's we're having so much fun with it. We love it when you guys come on. Like it's just such a ride. You can't get enough of it. And with you coming up with PS10, you're defending the belt again. Like, what is the ultimate message you want to say for this event and for your opponent, and just let the world know that, like, hey, I'm coming.
Honestly, for this event, just no matter how it starts off, no matter what the other title events, don't get me wrong, are going to be super exciting, worth tuning in for. But the headline for that night is going to end in one round. And I hope Dorian knows that, and I hope everyone knows and place your bets now because you just go win you some money, man. Just you know who to bet on. I'm telling you right now. I honestly shouldn't be allowed to tell you this. It's how faithful I am in myself. So you place your bets now. I hope you tune in December 6th. It's also my wife's birthday, so wish her a happy birthday in the comments. Yep. So we're gonna be out there celebrating how fucking hard. But tune in December 6th. Let's have a great night.
Dude, perf. Couldn't have said it better. Where can everyone find you, man? On Instagram, not Twitter anymore, but where can they find you? Follow the journey.
The Bell SF or just Damien Dibbell, any platform, Instagram, TikTok. I use Instagram the most, so make sure to follow me on there. And
Okay,
that's it,
very
man.
cool. All right. Everybody, this was awesome. December 6th, tune in. Go place those bets now. We got insider info. What are you doing? What are you doing? This doesn't come all the time. Go make those bets, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.